Hello, good evening, welcome to the Trey Olds Radio Show. My name is Trey Olds. Join us today where I interview my very special guest, actor and stuntman, Mr. Ken Arnold. Thank you, and join us in a minute. My first question to you is, how did you get started being an actor? How did you get started in the entertainment business?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I was playing professional baseball back in 1996, and I just got released by the Texas Rangers, and I literally just got the pink slip. It was pink. It was a piece of paper. It came in the mail. It said, "You have been released by the Texas Rangers." And I was sitting there watching a soap opera, and I knew the guy on TV. He was a former minor league baseball player. And I'm watching the soap opera, and I said to myself, I could be as bad as that guy right there on TV. So I immediately got up. I went to the Yellow Pages, because back then that's what we had to do, look through the phone book. And I found a place called Maryland Hall for the Creative Arts, and I called them. I asked them if they had any acting classes, and they said, yes, we have one starting tonight. And I signed up for it, went down, and I loved it. And I just, from that point on, I was just into acting. I just was, it became a passion.
Yeah. I've done a few stage acting projects, and it's fun. I love acting. I love radio, too. That's why I do it, because it's interesting. What is the most challenging part or difficult part about being an actor? What do you find is the most challenging?
The most challenging, and I mean this is true for any actor at any level, is finding the next job, because that's what we're constantly doing.
Yeah.
Unless you're on a television series, or you're at the higher echelon of actors where you know what your next project is going to be. You're constantly looking for work. You're constantly looking for the next gig. You're constantly looking for the next, whatever it is, the next show, the next theater production, whatever it is. You're always doing that. Even when you're working on something at the current time, you're still looking for more work. I would say that's probably the hardest.
Yeah. Because after one job, there could be a few more jobs to do it. There could be none at all. You have to constantly...
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have any upcoming projects in acting?
Actually, yeah, I do. I did a film a couple years ago called Christmas Ranch, which got distribution. It's on Netflix. It was on Showtime. Christmas movie, obviously. Mm-hmm. But they're doing a sequel coming up, and that will be shooting this June. So I'll be doing that in June. I'm also producing my own film, which is called A Comedy of Horrors, which is a horror anthology, but it's a comedy horror anthology, so all the films in it are comedies. Mm-hmm. So those are the two projects that I have coming up. But of course, I'm constantly auditioning for other stuff as well.
Yeah. And it's good to stay busy, because if you enjoy it, why
Mm-hmm.
Don't quit if you enjoy it, keep doing it.
That's right. That's right.
Besides being an actor, you're also a stuntman, right? Is that right?
That is correct. I do most of my own stunts. As a matter of fact, I can't remember a job that I've done where I haven't done my own stunts. I do fight stuff, but I will say this. I do respect stunt men and women and what they do. And, if it came to a really dangerous stunt, I would let the professionals take over. I will say that. If it was like a 100-foot fall or something like that, I'm not a fan of heights, so I'm not going to do anything that's up high. So, but I do my own fights. I do, my own car stunts and stuff like that. I can drive, and I did a bike stunt in a film one point where I had to flip a bike, and, I can do those kinds of things. But, yeah, if it gets too dangerous, I let the professionals take over and let them do their job.
Yeah. How did you get involved with stunt work? How did you get involved with that? Was that before acting or after acting, or did that kind of come? with acting?
It kind of morphed into it because I had some friends who were actors and stuntmen as well, or stunt women, and I just started working with them, and they knew that I was a former athlete and that I could handle certain things. So they asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was more than happy to do it. It is acting. It's just, now you're using your athleticism and your physicality in the acting world.
Yeah. I could never do stunt work, I don't think. I wouldn't be good at it.
And that's why they have stunt people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do my job, they do their job.
Exactly.
Have you ever done theater acting? I know you've done film and television. Have you ever done theater acting?
Yes, I have, and I love it. I absolutely love to do stage work because it's go time. There is no cut. Let's do that again. Let's do another take. It's time to go. It's the what I call the heavy lifting of acting, because that's where you learn the foundation to be a good actor. It's the rehearsal process. It's the actual run of the show. Everything that you do when you're on stage really builds that core for you to be a fantastic actor. It doesn't pay that much, and that's kind of why I don't do it as much anymore. Yeah. Because, I can make more in one day working on a television series or film than I could in 3 months working on a stage production. So. Yeah.
I love theater because you get the audience, you get their reaction like that, because they're...
absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like live theater. There's nothing like the audience reaction. And every night, the audience is different. Mm-hmm. It's never the same. I mean, each audience has its own personality almost.
Yeah. Have you ever done voice acting or voiceover narrations or...
I have done some voiceover stuff. I've done a few commercials. I have an accent. I have a strange accent from South Jersey, Philadelphia area. So I have that South Jersey, Philadelphia accent. And so I don't get hired that often because a lot of times they're looking for a neutral accent. So,
yeah.
But I have done voiceover work in the past. Yes, I have.
Yeah. Voice work is fun to do. That's the first job I got started in, radio and voiceover work. But
yeah,
most of it, they're looking for people without a heavy accent or. So, and I have an accent. I'm from Louisiana, and I live in Mississippi, so I have that strong Southern accent. So, do you have any other pieces of advice for people who want to get in acting or stunt work? What are your pieces of advice?
My advice is, the first thing I'll say is, as an actor or a stunt person, is be prepared. Always be training, whether it's taking an acting class, an acting workshop, or if you're a stunt person, going out and making sure you're physically ready for any of the stunts you have to do. So if that means taking martial arts class, that means getting to the gym to work out. If that means riding a bike, if that means driving, if you're a stunt driver, getting out and making sure that you're doing the things that are necessary to stay sharp as a driver, you do those things. So in essence, be prepared. Be prepared for whatever it is that's going to be thrown at you as an actor or a stunt person. So that would be my one key piece of advice. Be prepared.
Yeah. And if you enjoy it and have the passion for it, don't give up. Keep going at it.
Yeah, don't give up. It takes a while. I've been doing this for 20 years, and it took me a long time to reach a certain level. So, don't go at it for a year or two and think that that's it, because it's not. It usually takes, even for a new business that sets up, it usually takes about 2 years before that business takes off. So.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be persistent sometimes, because it is a tough business. That's why they call it business. But
exactly.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
And you have to have a thick skin, because there's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of times you're going to be told no.
Yeah.
But it's the one time that you're told yes, that's what makes it worth it.
Yeah. And don't take rejection personally.
Do not. It's a business.
Yeah. That's the worst thing you can do, take rejection personally, that's not good.
Oh, absolutely. It's not. It's you don't know what they're looking for. You don't know what they see, and what they want in their production. There's 8,000 things that they could be looking for that's not you. Or they could be looking for specifically you, and that's when you get the job.
Yeah. Because sometimes you go in for a lot of jobs and you may only get hired for one, out of 50 or 100,
That's right.
But you have to keep going at it if you love it so much.
Yep, and that's the thing, right? We are professional auditioners. I don't call us professional actors because that's what we do. Is we audition, and 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time is actually when we get the job and we get to be the actor that we want to be.
Yeah. And you can't just be in it for the money, although.
No, that's true. That is true. You can't be in it for the money. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. Now, the money's nice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
When it comes, it's nice. But, when you first start out especially, you just gotta get out there and you gotta act and you gotta get in productions and get involved and, just do it. Get out there and do it.
Yep. Well, Mr. Arnold, it's been a pleasure talking to you and hearing about your career and your acting and stunt projects, and thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. And that was actor and stuntman Mr. Ken Arnold. Thank you very much for listening to us today. Join us tomorrow. Oh, two things tomorrow. Two things. Well, two things, but two different shows. One show, I'll get to it. But tomorrow, join us tomorrow for, I'll be interviewing voice actor and voice management, what do you call it? Voice manager? Voiceover management? Mr. Bob Kloffenstein. And for my new show, the Autism to Artism of Your Creativity, which will be our first episode tomorrow for that show, join us where I interview Mr. Eric Weber. He has autism, and he's a athlete, a runner in the Special Olympics, and he passed the, he's a lawyer, so he passed the bar exam on his first try, and that's a beaten record. He passed the bar exam on the first try, and that's a person with autism to pass the bar exam on the first try, so that's a record. And Friday, join us when I interview voice actor and narrator Mr. Doug Herman. And Saturday, join us when I interview screenwriter and writer Mr. C. Courtney Joyner. Thank you very much for listening to us today, for letting me entertain you for a short time, and God bless you, and thank you.